All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull off. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. With that, let's get on up to Jacksonville. Standing by for the call, it's our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, any Florida resident will tell you that afternoon pop-up showers and storms are the norm, and that's exactly what we have right now. Actually expecting a pretty steady rain throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll run on first down. Pryor. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. And we look now at the offense for Indianapolis.
And everyone always tells me the fullback is leaving the game, and then I say, hold on a second. What about Kyle Juszczyk? 2-time Pro Bowler, maybe the best all-around fullback in the game for his ability to block, catch, and occasionally run the football inside.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run the counter. Pryor. And this will go for 5 up to the 33. The starters defensively now for Jacksonville. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season, but boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that ranking they have now because they think that they're better, and they're out to prove it again in this game.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Check 15, check 15.
On 3rd down, Pryor. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And going deep for Hill. He's got a man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that one, an 8-play drive, it spans 75 yards. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the Stanford man. It's Andrew Luck.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? The season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. And now a look at the offense for Jacksonville.
One thing for us to keep in mind and remember, they're coming off of their open week last week. They got to sit home and relax a little bit before the final stretch of the season. They got the lucky draw because every team in the league wants to have that open week later in the year rather than early. They benefited.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Luck, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. A look there at the defensive starters for the Colts. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing his Luck. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. On first down, Pollard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Luck.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
3rd and long. It's Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, Pryor. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Now a handoff here to his running back. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
180! Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Slam.
On 2nd down now, Pryor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Run coverage excellent there from the defensive end position.
How many times do we sit with coaches and they talk about a base defensive end, a guy who can anchor and play with leverage? We just saw a great example of it. And how about the bonus, tackling the runner for a loss?
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
4 down.
Mayfield off the play fake. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Jags grab it. He's at the 30, 10, and he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The Colts on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield now. Going long here for Wallace. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Taylor now returning it. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Schwartz. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Pryor has it complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 21 yards there on third down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. Mayfield now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll run on first down. Pryor. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And the Jags, Charles, I think they're in the dime here.
Covering a lot of field.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Wow. This one complete to the running back, Chase Edmonds. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing.
I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he fires one, but incomplete. We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt. Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They run the counter. Pryor. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Pryor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
On 3rd down, Pryor. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And the blitz does come. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Edmonds. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. From the 36, Luck. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. From the gun, here's Luck. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
From the 39, Mayfield throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards. Mayfield now just 1 misfire so far after that last completion, 15 of 16. It's 1st down. And pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They go play action. Mayfield gets this one to Hill. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Colts have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off as long as we can get it done.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
11. He's coming, double up.
On first down, it's long. Throwing right, and that's complete. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. Throw left side, complete. It's Schwartz. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Jaguars on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. To throw is Love. And he will find his man on the outside. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Luck now after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Luck. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. They snap it to Love. The quick slant caught.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. On first down, Pryor. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go Custis.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it.
This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Colts on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 17. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars will take over at their 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, Love. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now it's Love.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
It just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And all the way down to the 26. A huge play there on the screen pass. 41 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Now a 1st down throw, Love. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Tony Pollard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 17-14. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. Certainly they want to win this game, but down 3, they know what they need to do. Get in field goal range, at least have a chance to tie.
And if you approach it the right way, you almost have a safety net. Knowing just a field goal gets it done. You don't press for the touchdown, but you take it if the opportunity comes. If the opening's there, someone slips in the secondary and you get a big play. But otherwise, get the 3, put that on the board, and try to extend the game.
They'll be trying to muster 3. Of course, they'd love the score to win it. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already. And they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Mayfield to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He is going to find Hill here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a 1st down. He's back to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. That's not exactly what you want there, especially given the time on the clock. But now, got to kick the field goal, right?
You do, and actually, you show a little faith in your defense when you do that, because you kick the field goal here, you're telling them, we believe you'll get the ball back for us for one more shot.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? As another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Under Mexico.
Now it's Locke. That one complete. He finds Sharp. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Luck. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Luck. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. It was Breland Speaks getting home to the quarterback that time. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Check out. 675. Watch the slant.
Luck now to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
An 8-yard gain.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
11. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Hey, Foxtrot. Watch the screen. 57's the Mike. 57's the Mike. I know he ain't got it. Mike Smith is... 12. Watch the run. 57. Mike, 57.
Here we go on fourth. Lock. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Hey, check.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here in OT.
Check out. Line 40. Here we go. Watch the pass. Check 13. 58. Right over.
On second down, Edmonds. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
12. 58 to Mike. Alpha. 58 to Mike.
First throw in overtime for Locke. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. I know they may want to go for this, but the smart play probably to punt it, even given the field position, right?
In a sense, you honor what they've done all game. And this is a defense that's held the score down, kept it tight, kept you right in it, and they're really jonesing for one more shot. Give it to them. Let them play defense for you and give you a better chance to win the game.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
12.
Luck on first down. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They'll run on first down. Pollard. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Luck. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the 15-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Edmonds. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this open. He's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Jaguars, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now in the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.